Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message reaches you. My name is Anisha, and I help people live an authentic and meaningful life. So, this is a little bit about me, and I would love to know about you. So, feel free to drop in a hi, introducing yourself and which part of the world you're joining us from. Hello, Margaret. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Sumit says hi, Anisha. Hello, Sumit. Welcome. Hawau. Correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but welcome to the space and hello. I am happy to have you. And Hawau is joining us from Morocco. Beautiful. And Nakisha says Grand Rising, Nakisha, and welcome to the space. And Margaret is joining us from Virginia, US. Beautiful. Welcome, Margaret. So, my dear ones, and especially, those who are joining us for the very first time, a warm welcome to you. And, let me share a little bit about what we do here in this space before we begin with the actual live. Hello, Karen. Hello. Yes, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. So, what we're going to do here in this live is we are going to start this live with a meditation, which is going to be about 20 minutes and it is going to be based upon the quote that you see on Insight Timer homepage. Okay. So, we are going to really soak in the wisdom from that and apply it to our life, feed it to our subconscious mind. And once we are feeling more settled, more centered after the meditation, we will move on to phase two of this live, where we are going to spin the wheel of wisdom and let the universe, spirit guides, source, whatever you feel is here guiding you to choose a book for us from that wheel. And then I will ask you guys to pick a number and we will do a reading based on that. So, this is like a quick overview of what we are going to do, and I will share more details when we get to each part. But for right now, I would love to know that are you guys ready for a meditation? So, if you're ready, you can type ready in the comments so that we can begin with the first part, which is a meditation. And until then, let me also drop in a message in the comments for those who will join us during the meditation. Okay, wonderful. Margaret is ready, Nakasha is ready, Sumit is ready, and so is Karen. Thank you guys for letting me know that. Okay, so the message is up. So give me a second to have a sip of water and then we will begin with today's meditation. And you guys are welcome to do the same. Begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can choose to sit, stand, or lie down. Whatever your body needs right now. to get a little more comfortable in your chosen posture. If you feel safe, allow your eyes to close, or alternatively, you can keep them open and rest them on an object around you. And now let go of the world around you and arrive within, noticing the ground beneath you, feeling where your body makes contact with the surface beneath you. You don't have to hold your body anymore. Let gravity do all the work for you. Let the ground hold you completely. Feeling your arms and your legs getting heavier. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Simply arriving here, noticing your mind becoming lighter and quieter. There is nothing you need to fix or manage in this moment. Every single part of you is now completely relaxed. Today, we are going to absorb the wisdom from a timeless quote by Mizuta Masahide. The quote is: Barns burn down. Now I can see the moon. Barns burnt down. Now I can see the moon. Mizuta Masahide. The barn represents something familiar, protective, and practical. It is a structure that once offered safety, identity, or stability. When it burns down, there is grief, shock, and disruption or chaos, because something important is gone, and yet in its absence the moon becomes visible. The moon here represents beauty or perspective. It was always there, but it couldn't be seen while the barn stood. This isn't to say that loss is good or that the pain shouldn't be there. It's about acknowledging that when something falls away, whether it is by choice or force, it can sometimes reveal what was hidden behind it. When these structures that we have built for our security or stability, like our careers, our reputation, or even our fixed plans that give us this sense of certainty or stability. So when we lose these things, it is, of course, very painful, but it can also result in us gaining a higher perspective, uncovering the deeper truths of life, of understanding our own ability to be able to cope with the hardest of times. So, my dear ones, let these words sink deeper and deeper, and to help them reach all the way to your subconscious mind. In a moment from now, I am going to share certain statements or phrases with you. I will repeat each phrase 3 times. For the first 2 times, simply allow those words to sink deeper, to land into your subconscious mind. And on the third time, I invite you to, to repeat those phrases after me if you feel called, and if not, then you can simply listen to those words, knowing that they will still have a positive impact on your psyche. So let's begin. You are still here, even after all the change you have gone through in your life. You are still here, even after all the hardships that you have faced in your life. I am here, even after all the changes You are allowed to rest in the quiet that follows loss. I am allowed to rest in the quiet that follows loss. You do not need to add meaning to whatever happened yet. You do not need to instantly add meaning to whatever happened. I do not need to find meaning in what is happening yet. You can let this moment be exactly as it is. You can let this moment be exactly as it is. I let this moment exactly as it is. You are supported even when the structure is gone. You are supported even when the structure is gone. am still supported even when the structure is gone. You are not defined by what has fallen away. You are not defined by what has fallen away. I am not defined by what has fallen away. You do not need to rebuild right away. You are not required to rebuild everything right away. I do not need to rebuild right away. You are still whole, even without what you once had. You are whole even after that loss. I am still whole even after what I lost. You are being guided towards what truly matters. You are being guided towards what truly matters. guided towards what truly matters. You are open to receive clarity and the wonderful gifts that life has in store for you. You are ready to receive clarity, perspective, and all the wonderful gifts life has in store for you. I am ready to receive wonderful gifts from life. You did great. And now, knowing that you have planted these seeds of wisdom into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, which will continue to grow and eventually bear fruits in your life. So, with that knowing, allow yourself to come back to your body, letting go of this practice and allowing yourself to gently wake up your body by wiggling your toes and your fingers. And when you feel ready, in your own time, you can gently open your eyes, or if you feel that you need a little more rest, then keep your eyes closed and allow yourself to float into a peaceful sleep. If you choose to rest, then if you feel ready now, wake up, dear one. Welcome back. I see that some new people have joined us while we were meditating. So, a warm welcome to you all. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message reaches you. And in case you guys missed the meditation, I will share towards the end of this live where you can find the meditation. But for now, I invite you guys that if you're feeling called to share your experience of the meditation, you can do so in the comments. And if not, then that's perfectly okay too. So let me quickly go through the comments here and then we will move on to phase two, where we will spin the wheel of wisdom and receive the message that we need to hear most today. Okay, so I'm glad, Lisa, that you were able to, catch on to a little bit of the meditation. And I'm so happy to have you here back again. I missed you too. Hello, Emilia. Welcome. So happy to have you here too. And good morning. Karen says, I like what you said. I am still whole, even after what I have lost. The acceptance is bittersweet, but really resonated. Thank you, Karen, for sharing your favorite, affirmation from that meditation. And yeah, sometimes it is harder to accept that. But again, that is the moon that we see when that barn is burned down, right? That is the truth that we realize in some sense. Um, so yeah, thank you for sharing that, Karen. Kathleen says that meditation really resonated with me, and the affirmations were great. Thank you. I especially like the part that said that you are still here after everything. Yeah, that is my favorite one too. I say this a lot to myself and to my clients because we sometimes forget our own, strength, and we forget that how much we have survived. And it is important to sometimes acknowledge that, to remember that, especially when we are going through a hard time and we think that we don't have it in ourselves. So I'm glad, Kathleen, that it resonated with you. Sorry for like my voice going here and there. I am like my cold hasn't still gone away fully. So yeah. Amelia says, I allow new perspectives, visions to shine in my life. I love that, Amelia. Love it, love it. Ah, thank you for sharing it with all of us. Havau says, going through a breakup today. This is a magical synchronicity. Thank you deeply. I am, so grateful that the universe spoke to you through the space, Havau, and you received either the perspective or the reassurance or whatever it is that you got from the space at the right moment when you needed it. So thank you for sharing it with us, and we are all sending you a lot of love and a lot of, healing. And we all hope that you can give yourself the love in this moment, and that you remember that you're still whole. So, yeah. Okay, guys. So now it's time for us to move to phase two of this live, where we receive the wisdom from the wonderful books from all around the world. You're welcome, dear. You're welcome. Um, okay, and before we move on, I kind of needed a little help or suggestion from you guys. I was thinking of creating like a sleep, like a 8 hour long sleep meditation or track, and that is going to be affirmation based because I've like received this request that, you know, that some people find it helpful to go to sleep listening to my voice. So I wanted to create something, and Nakesha says, do it. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Kathleen also says yes, sis. Okay. Happy to receive the confirmation. Um, but what I need your help with is um I'm really excited to create that. And I'm just hoping that my cold will go away so I can create a nice track and it would be like soothing. So I'm waiting for that. But what I need your opinion is on that. Like, should I include a little part before the affirmations, like I do in the meditations, like settling in and, relaxing your body and stuff like that, and then moving into the affirmations? Or would you guys like me to create like an only affirmation track? So, like a set of affirmations that keep on repeating, because for our subconscious mind, the familiarity is good. That is why I repeat each statement too. So, yeah, like an only affirmation track or a little, body relaxation and then an affirmation. So, yeah, can you guys please, vote in the comments? Let me know in the comments so I can create the perfect track for you, for what it is that you want. Um, Lisa says that would be wonderful, Anisha. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, Lisa. So yeah, you can share your suggestion in the comments that yeah, would you like an only affirmation track or would you like meditation plus affirmation? Okay, let's see. Nakisha says most definitely include the settling in. It really helps moving into the meditation. Thank you, Nakisha, for letting me know that. Lisa says, how about both? Two tracks. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I will think about it. um, yeah, let's see, whether they would be accepted or not. That is also another thing. So, yeah, thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. Kathleen says, I think either would be fantastic, but maybe the little meditation, body rail relaxation, and soothe the mind so that it's more receptive, at least for me, to receive those meditation. And Emily also says relaxation first, 8 hours is a long track. If it's short, only affirmations because some of us put those on repeat while sleeping. Okay. Yeah, I also do that. But recently, like Insight Timer is asking a lot of teachers to, create more sleep tracks because people use Insight Timer a lot for sleep tracks. So I thought that yeah, I will also create something, and I also got a request at that point, at right now. So I was like, okay, there is synchronicity, so let me create that. And from what I have gathered from your opinion is that I would include a little bit of meditation, settling, and relaxation first, and then affirmations for that 8 hour track. And if you guys want like an affirmation only track, a shorter one, then I would release them when I would release the meditations that we have done in the past, like, I guess 68 lives. So, yeah, I can do like shorter ones so you can put those on repeat. That is for the future. But for right now, I got what I needed from you guys. And thank you so much for helping me co-creating this track with me. I'm really looking forward to record it and like launch it really soon. So thank you. Um Now it is time for the wheel. So let me especially show this wheel to the ones who are joining us for the very first time. Okay. So my dear ones, um Hawa says, personally, I prefer 2 hour sleeping tracks because 8 hour tends to disturb the sleep with the micro waking up in the night unless it is subliminal. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, Hawa. Yeah, yeah, sometimes you might wake up from the voice, which is another reason I'm waiting for my cold to settle in so that it is like really soothing and there's like not any disturbance. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Hawa. And maybe in the future I would create a 2 hour one as well. Okay. Anisha, you have a most soothing voice. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And Lisa is very much looking forward to listening to my sleep track or tracks. Okay. I get the hint. Okay, maybe I will release, more sleep tracks. Maybe I can release these affirmations that we have done in the past lives, like as a sleep, as a track, and you guys can. No, it would be difficult for you to put it on repeat because then there would be a settling in part that would also repeat. Okay, I need to figure it out. I will ask for your opinion for that in maybe another live. Okay, but for right now, since we have like, little less time left, so let's move on to the wheel part. But I so appreciate your opinions, guys. Thank you. Okay, so my dear ones, this is our wheel of wisdom. And as you can see, this wheel contains the name of 51 transformative books that I have came across in my own journey. So what we are going to do now is I invite you guys to take a moment and bring to your mind anything specific that you need guidance on. It can be a specific issue or a specific desire. And if you have nothing specific that you need guidance on, then simply send out this wish into the world, into the universe, that may everyone who is listening or who will listen to this as a recording receives the message that is for their highest good. And and with that in mind, holding that in your awareness as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came for all of us is Why Has Nobody Told Me This Before by Dr. Julie Smith. So she's also a psychotherapist. And let's see what this beautiful book wants to offer us. But before that, let me quickly read a message by a beautiful person here. Kathleen says, Yes, I'm excited about the affirmations and sleep track. I think it would be very powerful. I'm so happy to hear that, Kathleen. And I will ask, since you guys are interested in these affirmation tracks, I would ask you guys for another opinion for those rest of the, these affirmation tracks. Like, how should I, how should I structure them? So, yeah, so you guys get what you need. Emilius is bringing some magic. Okay, so let me open this beautiful book and see what wants to come through. So, this is the book, my lovely people. And give me a second to choose some numbers for the game. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 18 to 246. And again, there is no rush at all. Take your time. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition out of all the numbers that you guys share in the comments. Okay? So pick a number between 18 to 246. Thank you, Tony. Okay. Tony and Karen chose the same number, and when I pronounced Tony's name exactly at that moment, interesting. So you guys know which page number we are going through, going to now. Thank you everyone who shared the numbers, but let's go with 222 because it is like kind of a special number since two people chose that and like it's 222. So, okay. So let me open page number 222. Hmm. hmm, Okay. So the heading for this is the problem with I just want to be happy. Okay. So the author says the idea of happiness has been hijacked over the years by an elusive fairy tale of constant pleasure and satisfaction with life. You don't have to look far on social media to come across a wave of posts telling you to be positive, stay happy, eliminate negativity from your life. We are given the impression that happiness is the norm, and anything outside of that could be a mental health problem. Again, we are given the impression that happiness is the norm, and anything outside of that could be a mental health problem. We are also sold the idea that if we can't achieve material wealth, that if we can achieve material wealth, happiness will arrive and stick around. But humans are not built to be in a constant happy state. We are built to respond to the challenges of survival, meaning how we are wired, how our mind works. So it is wired for survival, not for happiness, for thriving, and for all of those things. All of, okay, sorry. Yeah. Therefore, emotions are a reflection of our physical state, our actions, beliefs, and what is going on around us. All of those things are constantly changing. Therefore, a normal state is one that constantly changes too. So, I guess a reminder that if you are not happy at this moment in your life, then it doesn't mean that there is something wrong. It doesn't mean that there is something wrong with your life, with your choices, with who you are. There is nothing wrong because life is supposed to have those ups and downs. It is what a normal life is, and our emotions are influenced by that. Our physical state is influenced by that, and hence it is also going to fluctuate. And the thing is that happiness, it's like, there are these two extremes. There is this happiness, and then there is this sadness. Happiness is a lot of energy, and sadness is like, feeling low energy. And our body cannot be in that extreme state all the time. If it goes on the peak, then it will come down at some point to the baseline. And there is this expectation in our life that if we think our life is going good, then it means that we are happy all the time. But that doesn't that doesn't happen, because we all have challenges. We all face all of these different things. And it is okay to feel sad. It is okay to feel fear and anxiety and happiness and anger. Anger gets a lot of bad reputation in spirituality, in personal growth, and in all of those different things. And so does all these other, negative emotions as well, the so called negative emotions as well. So we need to remember that they have their place, and it is okay to feel not happy all the time. It's okay to feel like have all these mixes, because it would life would be boring sometimes, without all of these different flavors. We cannot have eat just one thing for the rest of our life. We need the variety for it to feel rich, for our life to feel vibrant, and to also remember that, whatever it is, whether it is happiness or whether it is sadness, it won't last for long, because impermanence or change is the only constant as we. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, sorry. I guess my subconscious picked your comment, Tony. Or maybe it just, arrived to both of us at the same time. But yeah, Tony says yes, the only constant in life is change, exactly. And it doesn't only apply to the outside situations, it also apply to your inner world. So so when the next time, or if right now you're feeling anything that is not happiness or not love, then accept it, allow it to be there. And ask that part of you, what do you need? And just fulfill that need of this part. Be there for it, just like you would be there for a crying child, whose need is not met. So, yeah. Karen says we must acknowledge all the emotions. Exactly. It's kind of like, um so for example, when you have two kids and one kid does everything as you say, and the other one, um like bothers you, or not bothers you, but yeah, like the other kid is crying, it do not do as you say, and it feels like it creates stress. So it doesn't mean that you don't love that kid, you do not give attention, you do not tend to the needs of that kid. You tend to the needs of both the kids, right? You accept both of them as your own. So just like that, we need to accept our emotions as our own, as a part of us, and tend to them and love them. And when we do that, when we do all of this, when we give that love, when we give that acceptance, these emotions or these parts of us get what they needed, what they were shouting for, what they were trying to grab your attention, and they got that. And once they get that, sometimes they soften on their own. Most of the times, they have softened on their own, in my own experience and in the experience of me working with my clients. So that happens on their own. And that is not the expectation that we're going with, but that is a beautiful side effect. That is what happens when the part receives what it needs. So, and if it doesn't, then that's also okay. Okay, let's see. Emilia says this too shall pass. Exactly. Thank you for that reminder, Emilia. And Dina is in the house, guys. Dina is another beautiful, wonderful soul and a teacher on Inside Timer. So if you don't know, Dina, then you are welcome to check out, the wonderful, amazing, beautiful um, insights on love that Dina has. So yeah, check him out. Check out. Um, Lisa says, "How about worry? Worry is not all right, right? Usually we have a tendency to worry about what has not happened." Okay, so so worry is basically, thinking a lot about what might happen, what might go wrong, and all of those different things, and it is usually seen as a thinking component, like in psychology. That is what is coming up for me. So, going beneath that feeling that, so when you are having all those thoughts around, whatever situation that you have, then again, so, asking that whether it is all right or not, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is normal or abnormal, instead of getting stuck in those labels, I would invite you and anyone else, who feels this kind of, you know, um, curiosity towards whether this is right or wrong, whether I'm doing this right or wrong, whether it is right to have this, feel this, think this, and all of that. Then instead of getting stuck in the labels, just becoming more curious about the raw experience of it, becoming curious about what are the emotions that you're feeling right now, what it makes you feel, like if it makes you feel anxious, apprehensive, then connecting with that part of you and, trying to uncover information from it, meaning, what it needs, what it is believing this moment, and all of those different things. And instead of trying going with the mindset of fixing it, replacing that mindset with understanding it and providing for it, meeting the needs, going with that kind of a nurturing mindset instead of this fixing, problem solving mindset when you approach your feelings, when you approach your inner world. So that is what is coming up for me, Lisa. um I hope that you know um responded or answers your question a little bit. Dina says, I love joining your lives and thank you for the shout out. You're welcome, and you're welcome to be here. You know, I love having you here, Dina. Okay, you're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome. Okay, so, hmm, Emilia says, when I am worried, it's usually a reminder that I have forgotten my truth, that I'm always provided for, that I'm universally loved, etc. Uh, I felt like, instead of etc., I would have loved to read more of that, what you were writing, Amelia, because it just came out so beautifully. And it just really felt like a beautiful hug from the universe. But yeah, exactly, I love your perspective on this, that when you are feeling worry or fear or any of those emotions, it is a beautiful reminder that we have somehow, you know, lost touch with with the self, with the true self that we are. And we are stuck in this separate self, in this, a self that we have conceptualized, our mind made identity, and we feel this small. So everything feels this large and chaotic, and feel like, okay, I'm this much, I cannot do, I cannot deal with all of this. So we panic and we do all of those different things. So I love that perspective to remind yourself who you really are in those moments. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Amelia. Okay, guys, I guess let us move on to our next reading for today. we are kind of late, late than we usually are. So, again, anyone who has joined us just right now, I invite you guys to think about anything specific that you need guidance on. If there is nothing specific, simply send out this wish that may everyone in the space, receives what they need, or whatever wish comes out for you, for all of us here from you. And holding either that wish or that specific thing in your awareness as we spin. Okay, so the book that came up is You Are a Badass by Sincarno. Okay, Nakasha says, got that right. Ah, I love that. Nakasha says, don't think late, think divinely needed and accepted. I love that. Love that. Emilia says, new book for me. Exactly. And Emilia, today we haven't gotten, a book from who. So, hmm, it is a miracle indeed today. Oh, thank you, Dina. Yeah. Okay. So let me open this beautiful book for everyone who need a reminder that they are a badass. So, my dear ones, this is our book. You are a badass. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. It beautifully blends with, especially what you mentioned, Amelia. Ah, okay, give me a second to choose some numbers. Okay, so my lovely, amazing humans, the numbers between which I invite you guys to choose a number is 17 to 162. Again, no hurry. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition, okay? Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Dina. My throat is kind of shutting down. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sumit. Yeah, I'm like, my, cold last for me, I guess, for 3 weeks. Yeah, like I get cold for much, much longer than most people, at least around me. So, uh, it is kind of like, um, sometimes frustrating, but then it also, gives me the rest that my body needs. So, yeah, no complaints that much. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Nakisha. And interestingly, my most popular track on Insight Timer is, like my most popular meditation is on cold. And and that was actually amongst my like initial meditations. I was like, I don't know why it became like why it resonated so much. So yeah, another way, another thing to be grateful for from cold. Okay, now we have the numbers. Enough talking for today. So let me go through these numbers and pick one. Mhm. Okay. So the number that I am feeling most called to is 84. So thank you, Sarah, for choosing that number. and let us see what is on page number. Tina says lol. Okay, 84. Okay, so why I laughed is because the the quote that we like did a meditation on day before yesterday is the same quote which is on this page, which is, in the beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the experts there are few. So let's see. So the author says, we only get to be in our bodies for a limited time. Why not celebrate the journey instead of merely riding it out until it's over? So we are still allowed to dream, and our dreams are still available to us. But as we move through life, we must make the conscious effort to overcome whatever judgments we have, as well as kick all our fears from past experiences in the head and participate in our own badassery, whatever that looks like for us. We must focus on the more positive aspects instead of the list of negatives we have collected over time, and keep that focus regardless of what flies in our faces. And one of the best ways to do this is by reconnecting with our inner kids. I know how unacceptably dorky this may sound, but just stay with me here. Even though you are now most likely turned on by different things that you were as a youngster, you can still learn a lot from how you went about life in the old days. So think back. Was there ever a time where you felt totally in your groove, where you created and did stuff just because it was fun without worrying about the outcome, where you couldn't wait to wake up in the morning and do your thing? This could mean anything from when you were a little kid running around with a maxi pad stuck to your eye pretending to be a pirate, to your senior year in high school when you got voted class clown for repeatedly charming your way past the ladies in the front office, to make fake announcements over the loudspeaker, to that summer you learn that summer you learned to play the guitar without looking at your hands. When were you most turned on by life? And if you have yet to feel this way, stay tuned, because life will deliver you that. And what can you learn from those experiences? So I guess the universe is inviting you, especially, Sarah, let me know if it is resonating with you, to be that kid again or to do, either of the things that you used to do that made you feel alive, that made you feel come alive and excited and, really joyful. And either do one of those things or find that thing for you right now in your life, what can be that thing, what is that thing that gives you joy, that makes you excited to that makes you think about that, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, you know and bring that back or find that in your life right now, and let that little child within you, let it go loose and have fun in your life, because we all have enough responsibilities, enough worries, enough fears, and all of those different things. And it's important to, like sprinkle that fun in our life to make us feel like, life is not all bad. We can still find joy in it, in the smallest possible way. So yeah, if something is coming for you guys that you used to do, that you used to really enjoy, in the past, that made you feel alive, then you can share that in the comments and maybe commit to doing that, in this week or today, based on what that thing is, in the smallest possible way, you know. Ah, a time for me when I remember, like really feeling excited to wake up was okay, first let me read the comment. Sarah says, this resonates so much. My intention for the year is to enjoy my life. Ah, love that. Love that. I am glad that, either it resonated with your intention or it made you feel like, setting that intention. And that is like amongst the most beautiful intention to just enjoy being here, because as the first line said, that we only get to be in our bodies for a limited time, or in as a human for a limited time, so why not celebrate the journey instead of merely riding it out until it's over? So not just surviving this life, but also living it, whatever that means for you. So yeah, finding that. So I was sharing like a time that came to me when I was reading this reflection was so when I was like a kid, so me and my brother, we used to get really excited about a festival that we celebrate. I don't know if you guys know, but it is like called Holi. So it is basically a festival of colors, at least for for us, it was and we used to like wake up really really early, and we used to fill all of these balloons and all of this kind of like prepare all the stuff to to have fun. And yeah, and we used to like we used to do a lot of like stupid stuff too, which I would not recommend right now, but we were kids. So yeah, we used to fill these balloons with water and like, less colors, but yeah, mostly water. And yeah, we used to like target things and play and yeah, do all of this stuff. And this that used to be my favorite festival. And it still is, like as I grew up, I started celebrating it a little less. But yeah, last year I celebrated it with like full on mode. And yeah, it was super fun. And it is actually coming in March. So yeah, I'm really excited now. I guess this is a reminder for me to fully enjoy it this time, Dina says, how wonderful, holy. Yeah, exactly. You got it right, Dina. Yeah, so we play with colors and yeah, we have fun. We run around, we throw water, we throw colors and all of those different things. Yeah, all the colors of you. And especially the ones, especially the fun colors that you used to have as a child comes out on that day. So yeah, that was the memory that came up. And I guess that was the message for me that I received from this is that to enjoy that really this time. And we also like prepare all these dishes, sweet dishes to eat. Kind of like people prepare like, very sweet dishes for Christmas. So yeah, kind of like that. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited. And this time my intention is to, be a kid again, at least on that day, like let it be loose. Ah, so yeah, that was my share. Dean, Karen says, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to my reflection, that came up for me from this reading. Yeah. Oh, to be a kid again. And Dina says, I work with a team in India and I learn many festivals. So I was trying to remember how to spell it. You spell it perfectly, Dina. And yeah, we have a lot of festivals, but I guess Holi and Diwali are the big ones for like me, you know. Um, Dina says, I love your share. It gave me joy. Reading that gave me joy, Dina. Thank you. Okay, guys. I guess, it is time to wrap this live because we are nearing the end. I guess 1.5 hours is soon going to be over now. So I am so, so happy that you guys chose to stay with me, in this space and to share all these wonderful things in the comments. I really enjoyed it. I appreciated your opinion and everything regarding, that meditation, that sleep meditation. And so, yeah, I am really, really grateful to have you here, really. And thank you for staying till the end. And I hope to see you guys in the next live, which is, yeah, day after tomorrow in the month of February. Yeah, January is ending so soon. Ah, okay, let's see. And for the new ones who are new here, I do want to share something with you guys. Thank you so much, Habao, for this kind donation. I am glad that you received something of value from this live, you know, that the reading went deeply into your heart and it wrapped you around in warmth. And thank you for sharing, this kindness with me. Your donation is going to help me, create a lot more resources that I am working on now. I am going to release a lot of free meditations in this year. I'm excited for that. So yeah, thank you for, supporting me so that I can continue doing that, dear. Thank you. Um, okay. Yeah. And before you guys leave, I will read the rest of the comments, but let me quickly share. Um, Yeah, that where you can find this live or where you can re-listen to the meditation if you guys missed it, which was on today's quote. So you guys can go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari. Okay. And when you go to my profile, you can go to the final thing here, which is the about section. And when you scroll down at the end, you will see something like this. And here you will find this whole live, as well as all of my offerings and all of my freebies and everything in one place here. And it does actually take like 20 minutes for this recording to get uploaded. So in case you don't want to wait, or in case you just want to go through the readings and not the meditation, then I also post a summary of this live within 5 minutes of this live ending. And you can find it in my group, which is Wonderful Beings. You can find it on the home page. When you scroll down at the bottom, you will see my group here with 117 beautiful human beings. So you can join it, and here you will find the summary along with the name of the books, the readings, and everything. Okay. Ah, thank you so much, Sarah and Kathleen. Thank you so much. I feel so happy that something, from the space really comforted you or, provided you whatever it is that you needed, and that you chose to support me, to support my journey, to help me continue doing the work that I love most. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so let me go through all the lovely comments. Um, Lisa says, oh no, I guess to the ending thing. Don't let it end. Oh, Lisa. I will see you again day after tomorrow. And I hope to. I know it is like a weekday for you, so you can't always join us. But yeah, I hope that the recordings and, you know, like all the meditations that I create can help you feel that presence, you know, because that is my intention to really soak in this beautiful energy and like put it into everything that I, create. So I hope that you feel that, whenever you listen to a meditation, whenever in your own time or whenever you watch the recording and, do stuff like that. Yeah, Lisa says I will be getting ready for work on Monday. Yeah, today is Saturday, right? Yeah, it would be one day. Mm. I wish I could do like, more of these, but I'm trying to like, have a balanced approach. But I so appreciate, your love for this space, Lisa, and your presence here. It means a lot. Um, Nakisha says absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Nakisha. Dina says, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for your presence, Dina. It was lovely having you. Priscilla says, thank you, Anisha. You're such a blessing. It is so nice to hear from you, Priscilla. Thank you so much for joining. Um, I missed hearing from you. Havao says, thank you deeply. Thanks to you too deeply, Havao, thank you. Kathleen says, so grateful for you. So am I. I love having you, Kathleen. Thank you for being here, dear. Havao says, you're so sweet. Ah, thank you. Ah, Karen says, you're so appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. So are you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Dina says, yes, balance so important. Yeah, exactly. I've learned it the hard way. So I'm not going to, let go of that. Lisa says, I sure have missed you so very much. Oh, a hug to you, Lisa. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed to receive this kind of love, really. Thank you. Okay, guys. Oh, we have 108 people who joined the space. I guess this is a perfect time now to wrap up, to bid goodbye. So I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all be happy. May you all live with ease. Take care. See you guys day after tomorrow. Thank you, Nakasha, for your blessings and love.